Last time, Sapalla had discovered, deep in an underwater cave, a very large chunk of ice, and inside appeared to be frozen a humanoid-type person. And as Sapalla felt compelled to break it open, there was a flash of bright light and the sound of screaming. Arger.
Yes.
We're going to start with you. The last thing you remember was falling into something so cold and hearing a mysterious voice. And now, I would like you to give me a Constitution save.
Oh, I bet I need to do that. Con save. Sha! That's a 15.
Ooh, on the nose what you needed to not be blind.
Yay!
Oh, God. He's got the carbonite blindness.
I was about to say, yeah, that's like some Han Solo shit right there. All right.
Exactly. So, Arger, your eyes shoot open. There is a bright light around you. It's nearly blinding. You are so cold. And then, just as you're screaming, and Sapalla, you hear the screaming, you see ice crumbling all around you. I'm gonna need you both to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be a fun one for me.
Dex skills. If my last session's any indication, this is gonna go well. Oh, okay. Wow. 19?
I rolled a dirty 20.
Oh, you both save! That's good! Because under your feet, a surge of water explodes forth in a frothing, somewhat cold, almost pressurized burst, and both of you are swept up from underneath you. But because you saved well, you're on top of this water and not, well, breathing it for people who can and drowning for people who cannot.
Oh no! If I was in the water, what would I do?
So like an elevator, the water bubbles up beneath you and shoots you out the top. You were originally in a cave, Sapalla, but you realize as you look up that it's like a funnel above where the ice has collapsed. You shoot out through this tunnel. Your ears pop as you rise faster and faster and faster and faster, and then you begin to see light. In the distance, you begin to hear the sound of water rushing against a shore, and then you both find yourself flying towards land. How unbelievable! You fly up from out of the ocean like a bullet shot from a gun, and find yourself landing pretty gracefully, thankfully, on this small island with a face full of sand.
In terms of our landing, did we land like on our butts? Like, do we have to like take fall damage? Like, what? How hard do we hit?
You made a dex save and you succeeded, so you don't hit that hard. You thankfully managed to land in whatever way you feel like landing, and probably not like ninja style or anything cool like that because it was unexpected. But you're not injured at all, so you kind of just plop on this beach safely, somehow. Besides, and you kind of land side by side. Sapalla, you've never been on land before, so you land in this sand, and it is a very odd sensation, I believe, for you. And not only that, but to your right, you look, and there is a very large, very hairy Loxodon man.
Okay.
Arger, to your left, you see a very freakish, fish-like person who looks nothing like you, who surely would be very startling to you also, as you've likely only ever encountered other Loxodon.
Ah!
I like how I got freakish, and he got hairy, I got freakish.
Well, I mean, Sapalla, you probably would have come in contact with different types of races.
Fair enough.
To him, you look like a walking fish.
Very fair. Oh, that's right, because that's right, he would know about fish at least, so...
He would know about fish.
He would in fact know about fish. Okay, in that case, Sapalla's probably just like sitting up and then just seeing this giant thing covered in fur and just reacting probably the same as Curran, staring at each other and just going, ah!
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 You guys go back and forth like this for a little while, and then what do?
We're just sitting there screaming at each other for like a solid
Like an
minute.
hour.
Just staring at each other, not even moving, just screaming horrifyingly into each other's face. Like a bad horror movie. Like neither of us have the sense to move. We're just kind of screaming there in
Cut from the same
shock.
cloth.
Yeah, pretty much. Sapalla would
perfect.
immediately start to like crawl backwards in whatever is the most direct way away from him, and just be like, oh my god, you're alive.
Monster!
Where?
There!
He points at Sapalla.
I am not a monster, thank you. You're the monster. You're covered in you have a tentacle on your face.
What's a tentacle?
Thing on your face.
Oh my god.
Where's your nose? Is it under there?
This is my nose! And I pull up my trunk very dramatically.
Sapalla looks slightly horrified. What are you?
What am I? I'm Arger.
Okay, you're an Arger. What is an Arger?
I am Arger. That's what I am.
Okay. I let you out of the ice. You're not gonna eat me, right?
I eat vegetables.
I am not a vegetable. Then, okay. Why were you in the ice?
Why were you near the ice?
Would I be able to deduce that he came from water?
I don't know. Why don't you give me an intelligence check? Or nature. You can do a nature check too.
It's probably going to be bad either way for my boy, but we'll find out. I'll do nature. I got a little bit of a buff in that. I'll take it. No, I don't. I got a nat 1.
Hold on. Let me roll the fail scale for this. Oh, let me roll the fail scale. Hold on. Okay, so you got a 62% on that fail scale.
Oh no.
I don't know what this means, but I'm scared.
You, not only are you unsure if Sapalla is of nature, you feel like maybe he's been sent by evil gods. He cannot possibly be of nature. He
Okay.
cannot possibly exist naturally.
I brandish my weapon now.
You're clearly not from here.
And I have my stick with a rock on it, and my Pachycephalosaurus shield, and I'm just looking at you very defensively.
So, Sapalla stands up from the sand with his trident and his shield, which Arger wouldn't recognize, but like, just for the sake of saying, it's basically like a ship's wheel. And he kind of stares at you and just goes, well, you are not nice.
I am plenty nice.
Well, you're wielding a weapon at me. That's not nice.
You're not from here, and you're different, and I'm scared.
Well, that doesn't mean you should just start hitting someone you don't understand. And he sticks the trident into the sand and just starts looking and like staring at him. Like, how close are we to each other at this point?
You're probably about 10 feet apart.
Okay. So, and he's looking at him like, give him like the stink eye.
Sapalla, why don't you give me a persuasion check? Arger, how about you give me some insight here?
Okay.
Let's see. Persuasion, the druid's best friend. Actually, that's not bad. 17?
Okay, what do you got, Arger?
I got a 13 on insight.
You believe him. He seems genuine to you. It's kind of hard for you to read his unfamiliar sort of features, but you don't disbelieve him. And Sapalla, you are very persuasive and gentle.
This is a shock to me, but alright. Did not expect that high a roll, honestly, in this. Sapalla just kind of looks at you, or he looks at Arjun and just goes, look, maybe we should try again. My name is Sapalla, and your name is...
My name is Arger.
I sheath my weapons and my shield.
Sapalla does the same, and he kind of steps over closer to him, like, cautiously, in case he goes for his weapon again, but, like, reaches a hand out to, like, shake. He goes, it's nice to meet you, Arger.
I look at his hand confused.
And I go, nice to meet you too.
Oh, I guess you don't shake hands?
Why would we shake hands?
He kind of stares at his hand for a second and goes, I'm not entirely sure, but I know it's something you do when you meet a new merchant and they don't know you very well.
Oh my god, oh my god.
What's a merchant?
Oh my god.
Someone who trades goods and stuff.
Oh, well, I have some stuff. Are you trading right now?
No, I'm meeting you for the first time, Archer. I'm not really looking to trade right now.
Okay, I have 6 stone arrowheads. What will that get me?
Oh my god, I'm fucking dying.
A stone arrowhead? Ooh, what's that like? I've never seen one of those before.
Oh, they're this! And I pull out, my bartering items. So, for the ones following at home, I have 6 stone arrowheads. I have a claw of a saber-toothed cat made into a knife.
Ooh.
I have a pair of moccasins made from a now extinct Arctic wolf hide. And I have an abalone shell that I keep privately. That's mine. Everything else is so I just kind of glance at that. I pull it away very carefully. But yeah, of those 3 other sets of items, I kind of show them off.
I trade this. Sometimes I get leaves for the arrowheads, and sometimes if you take the saber tooth, you can get some rope, which is good for tying things. You can tie 2 things together.
Ooh, that's really neat. I mean, I've got a couple of things to... Wait a minute, wait. Why are we trading right now?
You said we were trading. That's what the hand thing was about.
I mean, I wanted to see the arrowhead because I thought it was cool. I feel like we're getting off track a little. Oh, fish.
So in the distance, you guys hear the water essentially lapping against the shore. And you can hear distant cawing of, seabirds. You look and, some of them are kind of picking at different animals or crabs or whatever on the beach before flying away over the sea. But the island appears to be fairly small.
Steph.
Mm-hmm.
At the risk of making a Finding Nemo joke,
Okay.
because I'm a druid who understands the animals. What do the seagulls say?
Mine?
What a shock!
I knew the risk when I made it, but I said, you know what? Let's go for it anyways. Because
no, I'm just kidding. That's not what they
useful.
say. That's not what they say. They're just over there going food, 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 food.
Ah, there we go. Non-trademarked issue.
I couldn't resist though.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Very fair. I just I wasn't sure if they were like, danger or something like that.
No,
so
they're just going food, 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 food. And you can hear the crowds being like, no, 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 hide, hide, hide.
Straightforward, I like it. Okay. I hope they're not being too crabby about it.
They're probably being very crabby about being torn limb from limb by seagulls.
Well, okay, that's fair. That's a fair reaction, I feel like. Anyways, Sapalla kind of looks at Arger, like his eyes widen a little bit, and goes, wait a minute, you were stuck in ice, but now you're not. Oh my goodness, you're a land person.
What?
You're a person that lives on land. I've never met, well, okay, I've met a land person before, but you're the first conscious land person I've met before.
I'm very confused. I come from the land, yes, but, I mean, everybody does.
No, I come from the ocean.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
That's not a thing. There's just land and then water, and then after the water, there's nothing.
Well, except there's more land.
What? There was one land. It's all one land and surrounded by water.
What?
What?
Have you never been off this island before? Are you from this island?
What's an island?
Arger, you look around and you realize that none of this land is frozen that you're standing on. And sand is probably a new sensation for your tootsies.
Yep. I look down and I'm like,
Wait a minute. What is this?
Oh, I know this one. It's called sand. It is land before it becomes land. It's like soft land. And he picks them up and he just goes, huh, this stuff is kind of coarse. It's neat.
I look at the sand and I just go,
I need to sit down. This is confusing. I'm having trouble.
So you sit down, and as you do, you notice the tide kind of just lapping up and coming, touch your toes, and then it'll go back out. And it'll come back in, touch your toes, and it'll go back out. This is also new to you, because water doesn't usually move where you come from.
no.
You just broke up ice and then melted it over the stove.
Yep. I think for a minute, and I go,
So, you're from there.
and I point at, like, just the sea.
Well, mostly. I'm actually from at the bottom of the sea. I live kind of close to a city underneath the ocean.
What?
A city under the ocean where people like me live.
What's a city?
It's like it's bigger than a town, but it's not as big as like things that are bigger than a city.
What is a town?
Huh. So Paula kind of sits there for a second and just goes, he starts like drawing something in the sand.
Whoa! You can do that? Is that magic?
No, it's my finger.
I take my my finger and I go,
Ooh!
and I start, like, making symbols in the... I just start, like, making weird symbols, like, old, like, what would be, I guess...
Like prehistoric art.
Cave painting, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, cave painting equivalent.
Why don't you give me a performance check? We'll see how good your fucking prehistoric art is.
Alright. Well, it hopped out, but that's a 9. Actually, no, that's a 7. It's a -1 to my roll.
I mean, it's definitely stick figure-ish.
Ooh, that's really good.
Billy, why don't you roll me a performance check too, and we'll see how good Sapalla's art is there.
Okay, because he had a purpose to what he was drawing. So
Yes.
let's see how well this goes out. 12.
It's good enough to detail. It's like what a small child could do,
Yeah.
where you can like detail what you're doing, and you know it's recognizable to anyone who's probably from this time.
Okay. So basically, he draws like a makeshift. I mean, from his perspective, he makes like triangles that kind of look like
Houses
tents or like
yeah.
like cave shelters. And he says, "Okay, so like this is a house. Like this is my house." And then there's another picture of like a couple of them together. It says this would be like a town of like a couple people, like different families living together. A city would be like even more houses than that together with like merchants and you know, people like that living together. So that's like a lot more people, essentially.
When do they move?
I guess when they want to. If they really want to. Why? Do you move a lot?
We move. We spend half our year in the white and the other half of the year in the green.
I understood only half of that. But, okay. The white. Do you mean like ice? Like the stuff you were trapped in?
Yeah, the white.
Okay. So like, and Steph, just so we, like, cause I'm only getting beach in my brain right now. So like, are we like by trees and stuff? Like actual greenery on this island?
There's like a few sparse like palm trees. But you haven't really investigated. There's probably more there, but not from where you can see.
So the white is ice, but the green is, and he points over to the palm trees. But that would be like the green, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So you're like fish.
No, I'm not a fish.
Well, I mean, you migrate.
What? We move. We go from one to the other.
Yeah, you move with the seasons.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. I didn't know land people traveled so much. This is neat.
Oh God.
Okay. Well, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I always see them on boats and stuff, I guess.
What's a boat?
Oh God, this is gonna go on for years.
I feel like this is gonna require a lot more explaining. But before I'm sensing that
This is good. Everything
Archer,
is going to be what for him? He doesn't know.
And he kind of like, he pats your like, I guess your like forearm, because that's as high as he can probably reach on you. Because you're like 7 feet or something, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a big boy.
Yeah, I'm like 5'1", I think. I will happily explain what a boat is. but I'm sensing that we're going to have to get into a pattern of that with you for some reason.
Okay.
But before we get to that, why were you trapped in that ice?
Well, I was doing the picketing, and I was trying to make it to the tree, and basically I was racing my rival, and the ground opened up, I fell in it, and something talked to me, and I was in an ice thing, and now I'm here. Hi!
Hi. So...
God damn it.
So you were the picketing. Is that some sort of land sport?
What do you call it? Wait, what's a sport?
Something you do for fun. With like a ball usually.
This doesn't have a ball, but we did, I guess it led to fun. It was more of a, first you're small, and then you get big. And when you get big, you meet somebody, and sometimes you make more small with that person.
Okay, out of character, the number of jokes I want to make is staggering.
I know.
Sapalla just hears that explanation, and he kind of stares at you blankly and just goes, uh-huh. He has no idea what you're talking about.
Yep.
He's kind of just nodding and agreeing at this point.
Yep.
It's like, okay, nope, still no sense, but okay.
He looks at you and he kind of like gets real close. He kind of does like, he kind of like stoops down and he gets like eye to eye with you as best as he can. And he goes,
Okay, I'm assuming it's the same. You were little at one point, right? You were like a small.
Uh-huh.
And then you got to your size. I'm assuming that's the big for you.
Well, not as big as you, but yeah.
But yeah. And then at some point, you find someone and you are happy with them at some point.
Oh. Okay.
Sometimes you make more small with them, sometimes not. That's up to discussion. That's up to talk.
you wouldn't know what the word discussion means.
That's up to talk. But you're small, and then you're big, and then you meet your other, which is mate. We call them mates. And when you find your mate, you get together.
Oh, okay.
And I was doing this to prove myself worthy for my mate.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had trouble showing you were worthy. I'm sorry.
Well, I was trying to, and then I fell in the ice.
Oh, wow. How long were you in there for?
I don't know.
I look at the sky and I'm like, I have no concept of how long it's been.
No, he wouldn't have any he would have no concept of how long he's been in that ice.
I know that, but
I know. Sapalla
just
has
like,
zero
maybe.
idea, like, I don't...
Sapalla kind of, he looks at Archer and just goes, okay. Oh, so you were trying to find your mate? Or I guess get your mate?
That sounds about right.
Oh, geez. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were pulled far from your home.
What?
I mean, you were in the ice, so I mean, do they live here on this island? Like, do you live close to here?
Everything's connected. It's all one thing.
Audrey, give me a perception roll.
Okay. That's a dirty 20.
You can see the edges of this island, and it's not in any way familiar to you. Like, it curves around kind of out of view, but it doesn't look like it can be much bigger than what you already see.
Yeah, I basically like start realizing that and I'm like,
This isn't where I'm from. Where are we?
I mean, we're on an island.
No, there's supposed to be more land.
Well, I mean, and he kind of points in a direction, like I assume he would have an idea. It's like, well, the mainland's in that direction. Is that where you're from?
Mainland? They're all one land. It's all one.
Sapalla kind of just stares at the ground and then looks out to like whatever direction the mainland is. He kind of goes, I don't think this island got the memo.
Sapalla, why don't you give me a history check?
Sure. That would be a 15.
That's enough to realize that at one point in the history of the continents, you remember vaguely learning in classes when you were still taking them that there was a point in time where they say that all the continents were one great continent, but that's no longer true and hasn't been for thousands and thousands of years.
Sapalla takes that information that he recalls and kind of sits there. He goes, that? Mr. Archer?
I don't know what Mr. is, but Arger's fine.
Oh, okay. Archer, how old are you?
60.
Sapalla's eyes shoot right open. He's like, wow, you're really old.
What?
I'm sorry. Sorry. That was rude. I mean, 60, like, years?
We've used that word, yeah, years.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure I know how old I am.
Okay. Because what you're saying doesn't kind of match up with what you're also saying.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, I mean, if you want to get back to the mainland, the other only land, because there is land under your feet, it's just, there's more in that direction, So...
You seem to be the expert here, because I am really confused, but where do we go? I don't know where I am, I'm scared.
Oh, it's okay, you don't have to be scared. I mean, the mainland's not that far. It's only... Steph, I need a reference point. How far is it? It's
Sapalla, give me a perception check, sir.
I swear to God, if I can just see this mainland like next door, and I've been completely off. Okay, that's not bad, but I have a good perception. 18.
You also realize that you can't see land in any direction and you don't know this island. You're also pretty lost, and this is not an area that you're familiar with. You recognize that right away. You know that you're farther south than you've ever been before. The water here, you noticed, is actually a little bit warmer than what you're used to. You're not in Kansas anymore.
Oh, wow, okay. Sapalla kind of thinks for a second. He kind of steps into the water a little bit, like just ankle deep, and just goes, okay. Well, you know when I said the mainland is that way? I am not as sure about that as much as I was before, because I think we got thrown a lot farther than I think we were.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, you said there were seagulls, right?
Yep.
How far are the seagulls from us?
They're like, kind of around the beach, like probably 20 feet away, because I see you, and, birds don't necessarily want to be around people.
Okay, that's fair. Sapalla thinks, he goes, why don't we just ask for directions? Give me a second. And Sapalla will, walk about. I mean, seagulls are usually fairly, nonchalant to a lot of human, or humanoid creatures, so I assume this ones are not too much the same, but I'm not gonna get, I'm gonna go, 7, 8, 9 feet closer before they start to, look at me and get skittish,
Yeah, they start to do that weird walking fast thing.
Yeah. And I'm gonna pull out, a couple good berries from my pocket and kind of kneel down and just goes, I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Seagulls, but would you happen to know where the mainland is?
So one of the seagulls looks at you, looks at the food you're holding, and just goes, food? 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 Food?
He closes his hand and just goes, the mainland?
Land. On land. We are on land.
The big land.
Land. We are on land.
I see this was a mistake.
This is an uphill climb all the way with the three of us.
And he'll toss 2 good berries at them, and
you watch as 3 seagulls begin to fight over them and peck each other and stuff, and then fly away. And then there's one left that's very small who approaches you looking for another, and this one goes, "Big land far, big land far. Food? More food?
What direction is Big Land?
Big land far." Big land, all sides, far.
Poop. Thank you. And he'll throw one more good berry down at him, just at his feet.
So the little one catches it and then kind of flutters away to get away from the bigger ones.
I look to Sapalla and go,
Yeah, on your side, Archer, you just watched him talk to a bunch of birds that were cawing at him. Yeah.
Yep, I got some commentary on that.
Why were you talking to birds? They can't talk back.
Oh, I was just asking for directions. And they can talk back. You just have to learn how to listen.
What?
You just have to learn how to listen to them right.
I look to one of the birds and go,
Hey!
They scatter because you're very loud and scary.
I don't know how to do this.
That's okay. As far as I know, I'm the only one that can talk to animals like that. Sorry if I seem kind of weird.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I just always have been able to.
Alright. Well, this day has been very strange, but I'll roll with it. Now what do we do? We probably should find food.
Well, I've still got a couple of good berries that'll keep us for a while, and I can always make more, but... I mean, I can always swim to land, but I'm gonna guess you can't swim well. Or, I mean, wait a minute, wait. I've never seen a land person like you. Can you breathe underwater?
he stares at him blankly for about 5 seconds.
Oh,
and then
no.
he goes,
Sapalla looks so hopeful and excited at him.
he looks very confused, and then he goes,
Let's swim.
I can see that this is going to be difficult either way. Okay.
What swim? That should be the name of the episode. If What Swim is not the name of this episode, I'm going to be upset.
You heard it, Pat. The request has been made.
there you go.
Sapalla kind of just looks at him and just goes, I'm going to take a poke at the dark and say you probably can't swim, which means, being able to move in the water.
We stay away from the water. If you go too far, you can't breathe. And then you die. You can go enough to get a fish, but if you go too far, you sink, and then you die.
That seems like a rational response.
To be fair, I have seen a land person drown before. I mean, not successfully. I mean, I saved them, but okay, some people can't swim then. Okay. Well, maybe this island has a boat somewhere we can jump you on.
I don't know what that is. We've said this before, but you seem
I'm sorry.
to be the expert on this getting us out of here thing.
I'm sorry. Have you ever seen a twig sitting in water before? Or like a branch?
Yeah, it floats.
Yeah, it floats. So a boat is like basically a lot of sticks and stuff and driftwood like tied together to make a bowl, kind of.
It's a bowl in the water.
Curran, why don't you roll me a history check, Curran?
10.
That's enough to remember that some tales passed down family to family were told that some Luxodon tribes in the White would cut holes in the ice and use giant leaves to float and catch fish deep in the dark water.
Oh, so it's like the big leaves.
Probably.
So I stand on that and go across the water while we both, make it so I can go on water.
Yeah, I don't really have anything that can do that otherwise. So, I mean, we may as well check the island to see if it's got anything that we can maybe use to get you back to the mainland somewhere.
It's the best idea that we have.
Yeah. And Sapalla starts, making his way towards, off the beach, but he kind of, stops halfway.
Okay.
Arju, you've been in the green a lot before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've never been on land before, and this is honestly kind of... if I didn't have a giant, 7-foot tall, furry Arger next to me, I would be freaking out more about going on land, but now I don't know anything about land. Never been on it before, so I'm a little nervous, so let's,
Well, I'm nervous too, because I don't know what's going on, so I guess we're both nervous. So we can be nervous together.
Aw, wholesome. That's so wholesome.
Yeah, Sapalla just kind of smiles at Arger and just goes, okay, I'll watch your back if you watch mine, okay?
I'm looking at your back right now.
There are many things that we're going to teach each other, I can already see that. He just starts walking.
Yeah, so you guys start traveling into the island.
Do we find any kind of raft or boat, on the shore or anything? Or, how big is this island?
So it appears to be a rather small island. It's probably 160 feet around. It's not big at all.
Oh, okay, so that's not bad.
Yes.
I have an idea. Do I have rope on me?
Yeah, I would assume you probably have rope in your pack, whatever pack you picked when you started.
I have a great axe, and I see trees. I'm gonna fucking chop these fuckers down and build us a raft. I don't know what a raft looks like, but we're gonna have some fun finding out. Unless you have something else in mind.
Why don't you guys roll me a perception check?
That's a 22 for me.
That is a 19.
Oh, great. So you both see, up ahead as you start to walk, off the beach a little bit, there's only like a couple small groves of trees. Like maximum on this island, there's maybe like 8 trees altogether. There's not a lot of growth at all, and the trees all look really sick. They almost look like they get too much salt, which is weird. You also notice pretty immediately that there appears to be some sort of a structure, conceivably humanoid made. It looks like the ruins of something, like the ruins of some kind of building. Sapalla, you would be especially familiar with ruins, because it almost reminds you of where you scavenge.
I mean, how big? I mean, this is a 160-foot island, so, like, I can't imagine it's big. Is it, like, 10 feet around, or, like, 20 feet, or what are we looking at in terms of size?
Yeah, it's, like, 20 feet around, and it's missing most of the top of itself. It looks like it's been, rotted away. Whatever wasn't the harder surface appears to have, like, rotted away over time. It's probably, like, 20 feet around by, like, 15 feet tall.
Okay.
Not very tall at all, not very big. You see a couple of seagulls perched on it. Probably one of them looks like he's eating one of your good berries before he flies away when he sees you.
Oh, Archer, look. Looks like there's land ruins. You know what land ruins mean?
No.
We get to find something to scavenge.
I don't know what that means.
He immediately just starts booking towards it.
Oh, okay, I'm coming.
Okay, Archer starts running after him. Okay, Sapalla, how do you approach these ruins? Describe to me what Sapalla is doing.
He's basically running up to the structure. Like, I assume this is like...
It's pretty open. I mean, there's like a big archway that seems pretty open. It's probably like a 5-foot wide archway that you can see as an opening. It doesn't appear to have any door structure on it anymore. Okay. If it ever did.
In that case, like, I would just kind of stand in the entryway and kind of give an initial, like, look to see if there's anything, like, big and obvious there to scavenge. Otherwise, I would, like, if there's any, like, collapsed pieces and stuff like that, I would probably kind of look around to see what I could find.
Okay, so it's kind of like two-parter. So, like, to see if there's anything big you can scavenge, that could be a perception check, but to, like, look around in general to see if there's anything to scavenge, it would be investigation. So how do you want to proceed with that?
If this is a true scavenge, then he's going to do what he usually does. He's going to cast Enhanceability on himself.
Okay.
And since investigation is not my forte, I will do Fox's Cunning. Not that I technically have a reference for what a fox is, but we make do. And I mean, I'll start off with that perception check to see if there's anything obnoxiously, like, obvious to what I see.
Sure. Archer, are you coming right up behind him, or how are you approaching?
I was told to watch his back. I am watching his back.
Okay. So what, are you standing, like, 10 feet back, or...?
Just enough where it's not, like, uncomfortable. Yeah.
Sapalla, what is that perception roll?
Oh, the frack. It's not that bad. It's 14. I mean, if there's anything big, honk, and obvious.
With that perception check, you realize as you get closer to this building that the runes appear to be carved out of coral. It's pretty, and it looks like at one point it was maybe intricate, but, because of exposure to, like, the sea air and whatever else, it's broken up over time. But that was your perception, right?
That was the perception.
Okay, yeah, there doesn't appear to be anything obvious, like, laying out. It actually looks like there's not much left of this place at all, except for whatever was carved here. There's not even, like, wood left. Like, whatever was here has been here a long time ago, and there's nothing blatantly obvious here.
Wait, is this place carved out of stone, or is it carved out of wood?
It's carved out of coral.
I mean, just because, I mean, as someone who, like, has seen coral reefs and stuff, is it more carved out of, or is it, like, naturally grown from? Like, it grew it into a shape, almost. Because coral, like, doesn't usually become, like, big chunks like that pile on, so...
You're correct. Coral does not usually come to that, so it does look like it was at some point carved purposely to look this way.
Okay. So Paul would just kind of, like, run his hands over the wall and kind of look at it and just be like, I've never seen anything like this before. Not even underwater.
What is this stuff?
It's coral. I assume this is dead coral. I mean, this isn't alive coral, right?
Give me a nature check.
Oh, God. Okay. 17.
It's hard to tell. I mean, it looks like it could be healthy, but you don't know how that could be, because it does seem pretty dry.
Huh. It's so weird. It's almost like it's alive, but...
What?
What? The rocks are alive?
Coral's kind of like that big tall thing over there. He points to the palm tree.
A tree?
It's kind of like a tree, except they live underwater, and they don't usually make shapes like this. It looks like it was carved, but this place is weird.
You have trees underwater?
No, but it's kind of the closest thing to compare them to. It's like a rock that grows, kind of like a plant grows, you know?
You have rocks that are alive?
Kind of?
There's a lot of things I don't know.
Yeah. This is confusing even for me.
Poor Arger.
Can Sapalla do that investigation roll to see if he can find anything in like the rebel wreckage, whatever?
Yes,
Okay.
please do.
Okay.
And Arger, if you'd like to investigate, please feel free.
Oh boy.
I don't know what Arger would do at this point.
He's along for the ride. He doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Well, whatever you feel your character would do.
That's gonna be a 19.
Okay. And Arger, did you decide you're gonna roll it or no?
Yeah, so Arger, I rolled investigation to see if I could find anything that could get us off this island or be useful for us. I got a grand total of 10.
Arger, you don't see anything, but, everything's new to you, so that doesn't super surprise you. You're kind of overwhelmed.
Understandable.
Sapalla, though, you wander into the center of this room, or what used to be a room of some kind, and you're kind of scouring the floor and, well, what's sand now, and your foot kind of catches on something, and you move the sand aside, and you discover what looks to be a hatch. And it appears to be carved out of almost like a driftwood sort of material, or like some sort of a very hard material that seems natural. And there's a handle on it.
Oh wow, a door.
Do you open it?
Does it have like a seal on it?
Like a lock, or what are you asking?
Does it have like a lock or a seal? Like how like a submarine has like the turny thing? Like, because like this wasn't like I assume it wasn't flush and flat to the ground.
It has a little handle. So yes, it is flush and flat to the ground. The only reason you found it was because of the little handle that was kind of wedged up.
So it's like a trap door.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of look to Archer and just go, Archer, I found a door. A door is like a thing you use to separate yourself from one room to another.
Oh, you're picking up fast. Yes.
Did I catch it that time?
Yes.
Okay. I'm kind of seeing a pattern here, sort of. Let's go down and see what's going on. Well, let's see what it is. And he's going to open it up.
So you open up the hatch, and you hear kind of the sound of sand sifting as the sand kind of falls between the cracks that's made when you open this door. You see the top of what seem to be carved stairs going down into darkness.
Like carved like out of the same coral?
Give me a nature roll.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a dirty 20.
So you notice that it's carved out of a smooth varnish substance that appeared to be made out of some sort of a turtle shell. Like some sort of a big turtle shell.
Wow.
And they've been polished smooth, almost like stone.
Oh, okay. I assume it's dark down there?
Yes.
In that case, I just go, it leads down. Archer, can you see in the dark?
I do not see in the dark.
Oh, okay. I have something for this now, apparently. And he'll like find a small piece of like coral broken off or something like that. For the first time, he's going to try casting light on the object. He's never done that before.
Nice. What does that look like for Sapalla?
I just poke it and I just go light because it doesn't have any somatic components. It's just verbal and material. I just have I need a thing.
Yeah. So Sapalla essentially pokes this piece of coral that he found on the ground, and it begins to glow.
How did you do that?
With magic.
What?
Magic. Do I have to explain magic?
Oh, like shaman. So you're a shaman?
No, I'm just me? What's a shaman?
They, like, heal people and they do, like, some weird magic stuff. I don't know anything about magic. I've just seen them do, like, little things.
Oh, well, I guess by that definition, yeah, I'm a shaman. I can heal people and stuff. Usually myself, but yeah, I can do magic.
Well, that's useful. I have no idea how that works. But at least I can see.
Yeah, here, just hold on to this. I'll walk first since I can see in the dark if you want.
Sure.
And he just starts going down the stairs carefully.
Okay, you start going down the stairs. Ardra, you follow after him?
Of course. I have to watch his back.
All right. So as you travel down the stairs, you travel probably about 15 steps before suddenly it goes pitch black in there, and you hear behind you the hatch door slam shut.
Oh.
And suddenly you're plunged into kind of like a darkness, and you blink a few times. Give me a perception check.
Can I smell anything?
Do you smell anything? It smells salty in here, like the ocean.
It's not like anything I can check with smell. Okay.
You can do smell checks?
Yeah, I've got
because he's got a trunk.
I got a 21.
You got a 21. What did you get for your perception card?
I have got a 9.
Got a 9. Ardra, you're kind of nervous, so you're kind of focused on the glowy rock. It comforts you.
This rock is my friend.
But Sapalla, as the lights go out, you realize it's not as dark as you initially thought, and for a moment you feel as if you're standing in the night sky. All around you, these tiny bioluminescent algae appear to be growing on the sides of this structure that you found yourself in. It appears to be circular in nature, but it's very large and infinite. You're not entirely sure how far down the space drops completely, but you can see that the steps spiraling down go for about 60 feet that you can see, and all around you there seems to be empty space and these glowing, kind of beautiful algae, like bioluminescent algae.
Wow. It's really pretty down here.
Yeah, pretty, sure.
I'm looking down at
He
my
says
glowing rock.
nervously, looking at the glowing rock. So do you keep heading down?
Yeah. He'll just keep going.
So you keep traveling down, and 60 feet down at the bottom of the stairs is a completely smooth platform. What appears to be a stone well is at the center of the platform, and about 10 feet past the well is an altar. If you want to give me a perception check.
Nat 20!
Nat 20 exploded! Yes, nat a 20! And what do you got, Billy?
I got something just as great. I got an 11.
That's fine. So Paula, you get to the bottom and you're still pretty entranced by how beautiful the bioluminescent plants are in here. And you notice that on the platform that you're standing on, it kind of stops at a certain point and then is surrounded by like water all around you, essentially. It's almost like you're on another island within an island, which is weird. And you're kind of interested in that as well. For Ardra, though, you look at the altar, and this is something that feels somewhat familiar because altars like these were not totally uncommon for your people. And you can see there are actually 5 carved animal shapes. They look like they're made out of some sort of polished stone sitting on this altar. And there's also a small round raised platform in the center of the altar with words scrawled out on the altar top as well.
Can I make out what they say?
Remind me what your languages are again?
Common, Giant, and Luxodon.
You are not able to read these words. They are beautifully written. They appear to be written in something shiny and golden and metal. And they look beautiful, but you're not capable of reading them. Do you point out this altar to Sapalla, who for some reason is fascinated with the pool of water around you?
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's past a well that is sitting in the middle of the flat surface.
I look and I go,
Hey, Sapalla. We got a thing. There's a table to one of the gods, I think.
Oh. Let me take a look.
So Sapalla, as you approach the table, you see that the 5 animal statues, there's a turtle, a crab, a beetle, an owl, and a snail. And you also see the strange scrawling writing. Can you again remind me what languages Sapalla speaks?
How big are the statues? They're about like yay big?
They're like palm-sized.
Palm-sized.
They're very delicately, beautifully carved. They're not set any specific way, but there is a small, round, raised platform in front of them, as if one of them is meant to be displayed there, but is not currently there.
Okay, are they made of the same coral that we've seen, or like the...
No,
the
it seems to be a beautiful, polished crystal of some variety. They're all different kinds of colors, and they're very highly polished and delicately carved.
Which of the 3 gods does this belong to?
Well, first it was writing, right? I can read Common, which I'm going to assume is out, Primordial, Druidic, and Sylvan.
Unfortunately, it is none of those languages.
Okay. Which of the 3 gods?
Yeah, there's only 3 gods.
Okay, I think you've had enough earth-shattering information for one day, so yeah, okay, there's only 3 for now.
Oh, God. Oh.
I would, I don't know, Steph. Would I know if this was to a particular deity of some sort?
Give me a religion check.
15?
You can't think of any particular god that would have all of these animals related to them, so you don't suspect this is actually a religious altar?
I don't know. I mean, the animals don't make sense, so I don't necessarily think it's a worshipping altar.
What else do you do on an altar?
You know, I don't know, but I mean, it almost looks like one of these is supposed to be on the altar from the looks of it.
Alright. So just so we're following, there's some polished stones of a couple of animals. One of them's got to probably go on the table.
Oh, what about the well, though? Do I notice anything weird about the well?
The well is right behind you, and it's full of water. It's very narrow, almost like a passage.
Can I like scoop a little up in my hand?
Yeah, you can scoop it up.
Is it seawater?
Yes.
Alright, so we've got a beetle, an owl, you said?
Yep. I'll repeat the animals. It's a turtle, a crab, a beetle, an owl, and a snail.
So it's either a crab or a turtle that we put on there with the water. That's my guess. Then again, Arjun doesn't know anything.
Put the owl in there with the water. I don't know.
Wait, what's the justification for one of those?
They're saltwater animals.
Arjun probably never would have seen a turtle or a crab
so
in his lifetime. He doesn't know what those are.
Yeah.
And I probably would have never seen a beetle, an owl, or a snail.
You might have seen snails underwater. There are some ocean snails.
Okay, that's fair. So 2 for 2. Well, I don't know what some of these are. What's this one? And he holds up the owl.
That's called an owl.
An owl. Okay.
It's not what I said, but okay. That's an owl.
Owl. Owl? Okay. What about the other one? And he kind of picks up, he just shows you the other one.
Beetle.
Like a bug? I've heard of bugs.
Yeah.
Water bug. Like a water bug?
No, it's not in the water. It's just a bug.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I guess we place one and see what happens?
I guess.
I mean, I usually wouldn't... My experience is, if you find something shiny and no one's kind of left it in a ruin, you sort of just take it, but... Okay. Then he's just gonna... I'm literally gonna roll the dice because I don't know which one to put on the altar, so...
That's fair.
So, I'm gonna just roll a d6 and see, so...
Why'd you get the owl?
It's actually the crab. Because I wrote it out of order, so I'm gonna put the crab on the little altar.
Okay. You put the crab on the altar. The little altar, you hear... Well, give me a perception check. We'll see what you hear.
15?
That is 17.
Okay, yeah, so you both hear, like, a clicking sound when you put the crab on the altar, and you see a piece of the altar kind of lower. Archer, because smell is a thing that you're good at, you suddenly start to smell like a disgusting, fishy sort of odor coming out of the water that's surrounding you. You also all start to hear swimming sounds in the water around you.
I think we did something.
Sapalla would just pull out his trident, I guess?
Pull out my great axe.
You guys pull out your weapons, which is really great, because as you do, you see 3 hideous humanoid-type, fish-type creatures crawling out of the muck around you. It seems this was not the choice that the puzzle wanted.
Are these good ones like you?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna kill them then.
What?
Okay, alright, roll initiative.
Oh, natty 20! Ba-ba-ba-bow.
6.
Yeah, so Sapalla is first in initiative. So what you see coming at you, you've never experienced before, but you heard of when you were a child as if ghost stories. And these are sea spawns. These used to be people. They are now partially fish because of some strange pact they made with a much larger, much more powerful sea-type creature.
Oh, okay.
Oh my.
And you see 3 of them.
That is 3 more than I've ever wanted to see.
You are about 10 feet away from the closest one. There is another one that's about 15 feet from you, and then there's one that's closer to Arger. Arger is about 10 feet from the one that he's nearest. I imagine that you guys are kind of back to back in this combat, essentially.
I got his back. I have to.
He has his back, so it just makes sense.
He has to.
He promised.
Made the choice. He did promise, and I do appreciate that.
We're gonna double dragon this dude.
Sapalla, what are you doing?
I realize I have new clerical powers that I'm itching to use, however I am hesitant, so I'm going to hold off on that, and I'm going to charge at the one that's 15 feet away. I'm going to get right up in his face, and I'm going to go at him with my trident, and I'm going to cast Booming Blade.
Roll it.
Ooh, okay. That's going to be a 24 to hit.
That absolutely hits.
Okay, thank God. I'd have been real upset if it wouldn't.
Right out the bat, let's get in something that fucking kills you for no reason with a fucking ridiculous AC.
Oh, that's such terrible damage. That's nearly minimum. Collectively, that's only going to be 7 points of damage.
Still, that's still respectable. Even at minimum, that's respectable.
And since I have the mobile feat, they can not take a reaction on me, as long as I take an attack on them, so I'm going to basically use my other 15 feet to jump back to where I was with Arger.
Okay.
And they're under the effect of Booming Blade, so they're basically kind of sheathed in this kind of crackling energy kind of around them a little bit. If they move before the start of my next turn, then there's going to be more damage for them, just FYI.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
That's the only thing I can do, I believe, is an action. I don't think I have anything bonus action prepped, so I'm going to say yes, and I'm just going to check out what I've got prepped and remind myself.
Okay, top of the round to the sea spawn. The one that you just hit 15 feet away doesn't realize that moving is going to hurt it. It's not very smart. It is going to come up and try to attack you, though.
Okay, the second it moves, it's going to take more thunder damage.
Okay, roll that damage.
5 more damage.
It didn't seem to like that, but it's still moving at you.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
Does it moving, does that damage it takes force it to stop, or that doesn't, right?
No, it just takes the damage from moving.
So it takes the moving damage, and then it comes up, and it's going to try to bite you with its very sharp, sharp teeth. You also notice that this one appears to have tentacles growing out of its shoulders.
Ooh.
Does a 15 hit your AC?
It does not.
Okay, so he tries to bite you, but he doesn't make it. He also is gonna go ahead, and he's got some unarmed strikes that he can take, so he's gonna try and essentially bitch slap you.
Oh no.
I assume a 24 will hit, though.
Just barely.
Okay. So you take 4 bludgeoning damage on that hit, and he's also going to try and swing again.
Oh, okay.
And that is, again, another 24. Sorry about that.
Oh, he has 3 attacks? Dang.
Yeah, they get a lot of attacks. And that'll be 6 bludgeoning damage as he swipes at you again. It basically boxes you about the ears.
Okay, total of 10 damage. Oh boy.
The next one is going to move 20 feet towards Arger, but it can't go any further. It can't quite reach Arger, but the third one can, and it moves all the way 15 feet up onto Arger. And it appears to have these poisonous spikes coming out of its face, which it then tries to headbutt Arger with.
I'm not a fan of this.
No mas.
But I assume a 12 does not hit your AC.
It does not.
So that one misses, but he is going to try and box you about the ears as well.
Oh, I bet.
Does a 21 hit your AC?
Oh, yes, it does.
So that's 6 damage on that strike, and he gets one more. And again, I assume 12 does not hit your AC.
No, it doesn't.
And that is the end of their turn, and now it's Arger's turn. Arger, you have one that's directly in front of you, about 5 feet in front of you. Then you have another that's about 10 feet in front, like kind of behind you almost, like to your right side. And then you have one that's all up on Billy.
I'll take care of the pressing matter, the one that's tried to face scrape me. I'm going to, basically, I'm going to rage.
Okay, good choice.
I'm going to frenzy my rage.
Gorgeous.
Which I can't really do anything with that until next round because I already used my bonus action. But I am going to rage the shit out of this motherfucker, and I'm going to hurt him. Hopefully. With my great axe. Shisha! 18!
An 18 will definitely hit.
Oh, baby. That's what I like to hear. And bam! 15 damage altogether.
Ooh, buddy, oh man. It is bloodied.
So that's all I got for now. But next round I'll be ready to party.
Sure. Top of the round then, we're going to move straight to Sapalla. Sapalla, you have a C-spawn right up on you, and it just boxed your ears, basically.
Yeah, he did. Considering I did a handful of damage to him, how rough does he look?
He's not quite bloodied, but he doesn't...
Like, does he look like he's, like, ready to surrender?
He still looks like he's rearing to fight. They don't appear to be making any sound, but if they could make sound, it might be terrifying.
Fact. Yeah, I'm gonna do another booming blade on the one in front of me.
Okay, roll for attack.
Oh, natural 20!
Fuck yeah, that hits. Yes!
Yeah.
Critter. Roll me them critty dammies. Roll your dice once, double the number.
That's not as bad as it was last time. It's much better. So let's see. That's gonna be 19 points of piercing damage. And then thunder damage total.
Wow, he's super bloodied, but he's just hanging in there.
And since I've struck him, I'm gonna move 5 feet away, more towards where whoever Arger is fighting, I guess. And I just kind of look at like the C-spawn, and I just go, "Come on, big guy, come on."
It opens his mouth as if it wants to respond, but it has no voice. But it looks like it would be shrieking in anger.
And that's all I'm gonna do for my turn, I guess.
Okay. Next up is the C-spawn. And again, this C-spawn is not very smart, so it's gonna try and come at you, the 5 feet. So
he's gonna take the secondary effect of my spell. I actually didn't think about this. Steph, if I've critted on the initial attack to do it, does the secondary damage also crit? Or is that...
No, it's just
Okay.
once.
I figured it's just a good question, so... Alright. Gosh darn it. It's gonna take another 3 thunder damage.
It is dead.
Oh, well, there we go.
So it gets struck by lightning, and essentially it just kind of falls forward as a fried fish, basically.
Thunder damage, but yes.
It's cooked. Okay, so the one that's to the right of Arger is now going to use the rest of its movement to flank Arger, essentially, and get up behind him, now that his back is open. And it's going to try and bite you.
Oh, me, I bet.
That is a natty 20, unfortunately.
Oh, there it goes.
The universe balances itself so quickly.
Yes, it does.
Oh, you lucky dog, I rolled like shit. So you only take 4 damage. That sucks.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. The literal minimum damage.
Huzzah!
But he gets 2 unarmed strikes on you, though.
I bet he does.
These guys are brutal.
Does a 16 hit your armor?
It does at the moment because I am not wearing my shield.
Oh, you're raging also, so make sure you half the piercing damage, right?
Thank you.
Okay, and he's gonna try for one more ear buff.
Let's do it.
19,
Yes.
and that's 5 damage, halved.
B2.
And then the one in front of you is also gonna try and smash you in the face again with its very pointy pointers.
I bet it will.
With advantage, because its friend is flanking. I didn't do that on the other one, but... and he got a natty 20 to hit you with his spiky things. Sorry. Apparently these things want your flesh.
They're gonna get it. I'm gonna rip them apart once it's my turn.
I was gonna say, after all this damage, how are you looking on HP?
I'm fine. Well, we'll find out after this next round of adding stuff up.
So you take 6 poison damage, and I'm gonna need you to get me a con save.
You got it, dude. Whammo. That is a 23.
Dip. You are fine. You are not poisoned. Yep, so you just take the 6. But then he's also gonna try and slap you. So he's gonna do that. Oh shit, with another natty 20. What the fuck?
Oh my
guys?
god.
I'm sorry.
Wow, I really wish I would taken that level on Grave Cleric instead.
And it's doubling a 1 again, so that's good. So you're like the luckiest bitch today. So it's another 4, and then halved it's 2, and he's got one more slap for you. 23 will hit.
Yep.
And that's, again, another 4 bludgeoning damage, halved to 2.
Okay.
And now it is your turn, Archer.
I'm gonna rip this guy a new face hole. First thing I'm gonna do is go for Pointy Boy, and I'm gonna slash him in the face. Actually, reckless attack. So I believe that gives me advantage, but it also gives everybody against me advantage. So
Okay.
let's hope things go well. Okay, party. Math is a thing. 14.
Yeah, that'll hit.
10 altogether.
10 damage? And was that the one to the left or the right
Well,
of you?
Spike face. Is he still standing?
Yep, still standing.
Bonus attack because I am frenzying, and I'm also reckless, so also advantage. 15, which is better than the last roll.
Yeah, that'll hit.
12 altogether.
And is that for the same one?
Yep.
It did.
Good.
Yay.
I'm glad he's dead.
You basically smush its skull in with your axe. Just.
Why won't you just die?
It just kind of makes a squishy sound as it drops in front of you.
Yeah, I smush him. I'm going to move into a defensive position, whatever the best position to help my bro out in the fight, to flank if possible against the other enemy.
No, he's to your left and the enemy is to your right.
Oh, yeah, so it really wouldn't work. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. Then that's it for me.
Okay. Top of the round. You guys suddenly start to realize that the water has risen up to about your ankles
Oh, great.
in here.
Doesn't bother Sapalla.
Yeah, it probably does not bother Sapalla, but I would assume that Arger might recognize the water is about up to your ankles. For you, even, that's a lot. So for Sapalla, that's probably like Sapalla's knees.
This is not good.
I mean, mid shin. I mean, he's taller than me, but not like.
I mean, either way, the water is coming in and it's coming in fast. You can hear it starting to burble around you. Sapalla, it's your turn.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna do what he suggested and go for the flanking position.
Okay, you definitely have enough movement to do that and to get up behind this guy, because essentially Arger could be right in his face.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do another booming blade into its rear.
Okay, please do.
Alright. Do I get advantage from flanking?
Yes, you do.
Awesome. Thankfully, because one of those was a 1. So
Oh,
yeah,
no.
17 plus stuff.
Yeah, you definitely hit.
Thank God for advantage. Oh, that's some good damage.
I mean, to be fair, these things don't have super high AC.
No, that's fine. This is the damage I was hoping for. Let's see.
Tell me about these dammies.
It's so dammy. That's gonna be 16 total damage
Woof! Some good dammies.
for that booming blade. Love me some booming blade. Not that I expected to move, but I'm still okay with the damage I've done.
Shit, yeah, you halved him in one shot.
Oh, did I kill him?
No, he's just bloodied.
Okay.
Bonus action.
No, nothing. I'm good.
It is now the sea spawn's turn. This sea spawn has tentacles growing out of its shoulder, and it's going to try and turn and smack Sapalla with them.
Oh no. Episode 2 and we're already getting tentacles? The fan art is gonna be awful so far.
Welcome to the hentai show. No. No, we don't want that. Okay.
Too late. You already put it in the audio.
It's already out there. Oh no. Oh no. Whatever. Fuck it. All right. So.
No, not with that attitude.
Da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na. Okay. So I'm gonna assume an 8 probably does not hit you, so it misses with its tentacles, but it is going to try and slap a bitch. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Whoa.
Alright, so that fell off the table, and in our rules, that means that it is a 1.
Oh, that's still a thing we're doing. Okay.
That's a thing.
Okay.
It's actually a thing from Almost Heroic, so we're gonna keep doing it.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll the fail scale for him.
Oh, okay. He deeply regrets his actions and surrenders?
It's a 95!
What does that mean?
So he takes a swing at you. Instead, he loses his balance because the water's starting to come in, and he slips and he becomes prone.
Oh, this is gonna be sweet.
So he loses his next attack, and he's prone.
Oh,
Okay. Wow.
Arger, it's on you.
Yes. Oh, it's good. Bam. All right. Does a 25 hit, Steph?
Oh, it absolutely hits.
I'm gonna nail this dude to the floor. All right, this is gonna happen.
Oh my.
Bam. 7.
7 damages.
Yep.
He takes him.
All right, bonus attack. Cause I is frenzying. I got a 2 and a 1 on the die.
To hit?
Yeah.
The two doesn't hit, but you miss because it's trying to flail as it tries to get up. So you're splashing around in this water that you now notice is actually up to your knees.
Oh, jeez.
So this thing's splashing around in water in front of you. Sapalla is still probably not bothered by this water, despite it being almost chest high now, or belly button high for him, maybe. But you unfortunately missed top of the round, Sapalla. The sea spawn is prone and flailing around.
And from my knowledge, these things are just monsters, from lore.
Yeah, they're well, I mean, they were former people, but they've pacted with something bigger than themselves to become what they are.
The evil.
Okay, so they've kind of foregone their fish humanity, or from his perspective, I guess.
Yeah, they probably don't have a lot of humanity traditionally.
Okay, they don't seem intelligible, essentially.
They don't seem very smart, no.
Okay, no, that's because he wants to make sure he's killing monsters and not people, so that's a thing. So, yeah, so I mean, he's prone on the ground. Pretty much, he's gonna take his trident and just stab into him, I guess.
Okay, roll me an attack.
I think that's definitely gonna do it. 18 plus stuff, 24.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits. Roll me damages.
Okay. 7 piercing.
Yeah, he takes it. He's just kind of hanging in there.
Yeah, Sapalla just feels like he's flipping a turtle onto his belly or something, and he's just stabbing, and he's just sorry, and it's it's getting a lot gross, it's just spewing in places.
Ugh. Okay. That's this thing's turn then. It's going to use half its movement to get up, and it's going to try to bite Sapalla. Actually, no, it's going to try and bite Arger because he really beat the piss out of it. 24 hits?
Yes, it does.
That's 7 piercing.
So half of that would be 3.
And then it's going to slap you around a little, or try to.
That it is.
I'm going to assume 11 doesn't hit you, though.
No.
Yeah.
And another 11, so it's just kind of flailing around. And now it's Arger's turn. You got this thing kind of just latched onto your shoulder.
Yeah, well, I'm not a fan of that. Reckless, frenzy, rage, it works.
Okay, do it up.
Okay, so that's a 25.
Oh yeah, that absolutely hits.
And shisha! Oh my god, I'm rolling terrible on damage dice tonight. That's a 6.
You did.
Alright.
How do you want to do this?
I cut through it straight down the middle and split it in half and then walk through the body as it's cut in half.
Yeah, you do it. You split it right down the middle. One half goes. They both flop into the water, which is, again, creeping very quickly upwards in a disturbing way. It's almost at the point where you told Sapalla you shouldn't be because you will sink like a stone and never come back.
I have my trunk up as a snorkel and I go,
We need to leave now.
Sapalla's face is slightly spattered with the grossness, and he just kind of saw his friend, his newfound compatriot, split up a creature in half, and he's just kind of staring a little horrified, and he's just kind of slowly nods to agree that he's heard him. Run.
I
don't know if I want. Okay, run, and Sapalla immediately runs back to the altar and grabs the 5 crystal animals. He's gonna pocket them and just swim up after him.
Sure. Give me a dexterity check, because these are underwater and they're getting to be very slippery.
13 to grab some stuff.
You grab 2 of them. You managed to get the turtle, and you managed to get the beetle.
Ooh. Okay.
And this is now going to become a skills challenge.
Oh, dip.
So roll me another initiative.
13.
Nat 20.
Damn.
Now I roll a nat 20 on it.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. And just as a refresher, so everyone remembers the rules, in a skill challenge, this is a traditional skills challenge. You pick a skill. You cannot use the same skill twice in a row. You can also not use the same skill that someone right before you used. Comprende?
Yes.
Yes.
Okie dokie Loki. Top of the round then is Arger. Arger, the room is very quickly filling up with water. What do you do?
Athletics. Going to run as fast as I can.
Book it up these stairs. Bro, also, I would like to tell you guys, you have 4 successes, 3 failures.
Oh boy. Okay.
Another nat 20.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. Cha-ching.
That'll absolutely be your first success. So you start booking it up these stairs. You're like, absolutely not. I am not going to sink like a stone. I am out of here. And you start plunging your big elephantine butthole up these stairs. Just charging. Like, Arger used
big
trample.
butthole.
It was successful.
Getting out of here.
And that'll be a success. Sapalla.
Luxodon butthole, the biggest of buttholes.
The biggest butthole. Sapalla, you can't use athletics, which I'm sure you're super sad about.
Actually, I was gonna say my strength is not that bad, but I'm not trained in athletics, so I am. It is an option, but not a great one. In terms of the circumstances, like just in terms of physical relation, in terms of the stairway, like the spiral staircase.
The spiral stairs are 60 feet tall.
But the actual, like, makeup, it's not like a narrow staircase that, like, we're working our way around a pole. It's, like, a big open area, right?
It's an open staircase, but it is narrow, and there are no, like, handles or anything.
Okay, so, like, wall to wall.
There are no walls on either side. They're open.
Oh, okay, so totally open. Okay, so that
Yes.
changes my entire plan. Essentially, Sapalla's focus is that, you know, if he doesn't want his friend to drown, that's pretty much the big deal for him. So, I think... am I able to cast a spell instead of a skill? Would that be a...
Yeah, you can use Arcana as a skill and say that you cast some sort of a spell, if you're successful with your Arcana roll.
Okay, then. I'm gonna use Arcana to cast a spell on Arger.
Okay, what spell would you be casting if you are successful?
Longstrider. I'm gonna give him an extra 10 feet of movement, so he and I are the same speed.
I have 40 already.
Yeah, but you also can't breathe underwater. So.
I know.
He
I'm
wants
just
to make
saying.
you extra fast.
I don't think I've ever had a character who have 50 speed in a D&D
So
game.
much movement. That'll be awesome in combats later. Okay,
Oh, boy.
yeah, so roll me an Arcana skill check and let's see if you succeed.
Fraggle Rock.
What do you got, Fraggle Rock? You can say fuck. We have an explicit rating, so we can use big people words.
I'm aware. I just prefer not. I try not to swear as a general rule personally, but it's not frustrating enough to like curse over. But anyways, it's a natural one.
No! Okay, that's definitely a failure.
I should use the purple dice.
So you... So you try to cast the spell on Arger, but he's moving a lot faster than you thought he would be, and the spell kind of just ricochets off the stairs and dissipates. So unfortunately, that is not a success.
Okay,
Arger,
good. I'm glad it didn't ricochet into the water and made the water rise 10 feet faster.
that's a great idea, actually.
Oh, look what you did.
Now that's a fuck.
Yes, the
It's a
water.
range of touch on a single target.
I'm just kidding. The water is steadily rising throughout this whole time anyway. Let's just set that scene. The water's been rising. It continues to rise as you guys do these things. So imagine that you're kind of ticking clock. I mean, yeah, Sapalla, you can swim, but what else is in this water? Okay.
Oh, goody.
So,
It's poop. It's poop water. We're in trouble.
Arger, you can't use Arcana and you can't use Athletics.
Yep.
You're running your ass up these stairs. You can hear the water basically filling the basin around you.
I am going to take a page out of my old boy Sapalla's book and look for a seagull and try to nature or animal handle a message to my friend saying, "Hurry, flee, run away."
You're gonna look for a seagull in the closed hatched room?
or a crab or some sort of animal that might be in here.
Okay, you give me a nature check to try and see if there's an animal friend that you can get help from mysteriously in this very dark inside place.
I don't have many other skills that are.
Fuck it, let's see how lucky you really are.
Got a 14 on the die, and what was that, animal handling considered?
Animal handling for if you already have an animal. You were looking for something that could help you.
Is that in nature?
It would be a nature or perception check.
I'll take the nature. 16 altogether.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but that will be a success.
Yay!
Oh my god.
What does he find, Steph? Tell him what he finds.
So you're in a panic, you're running, and you see as the water's coming up, there are other creatures also running away from this water. What the fuck would be running away from water also? The giant fucking crabs. There are giant fucking crabs also running away from the water with big claws, big meaty claws. You can see them, and I don't fucking know. You think to yourself, hey, maybe if the water gets really high, I can grab one and try and float on it. And I guess that's what you do. If that's the decision process. You've located a crab, and you can think about ways in which to use it to survive.
Hello, friend!
In your weird panic. That's the best I've got for that one. I don't fucking know.
Does he share that thought with Sapalla?
I don't know, are you screaming it down?
Sapalla, I made a crab friend, let's run!
Oh my god.
That's all I got.
Sapalla, I made a crab friend, let's run. Okay. Somehow that's a success. I don't fucking know. Alright. Sorry, everyone. Okay. Sapalla, it's your turn. We have 2 successes, 1 failure.
Okay.
And you can't use nature, and you can't use arcana.
Well, shoot. All my intelligence training I've got. Can I use perception to see how much farther we have to run? I mean, we're both running fairly fast.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, purple die. Purple die, I'm coming back to you. I'm very sorry for what I did before. I will shall not prepare you again.
Oh my god.
Yes! They believe me. That's gonna be a 16, it's gonna be 23.
Yeah, that'll succeed. So you see there's still about 20 feet that you need to run. But it is a success. You know you guys are almost at the top. But the water is coming even faster, it seems now. Like, Sapalla is behind, but it seems like it's just at your heels as you're running. And Ardra has a pretty good lead on you. That's 3 successes. You need 1 more to complete the skills challenge successfully, and that'll go back to Ardra. Ardra, you cannot use perception, and you cannot use nature.
Doggy paddle as hard as I can with the arms of my crab friend.
Well, the water's not up near you yet. It's like at Sapalla's heels.
So am I holding my crab friend?
Yeah, you're holding the fucking crab. It's like a crab. It's like the size of your chest.
I'm running, holding my crab friend. My crab friend. Now you're gonna make it.
Friend.
Come on, crab friend. Let's make it, buddy.
Are you gonna use athletics to just keep sprinting, holding your crab friend? Sure,
damn right.
Do it. Let's do
17.
it. 17. That'll succeed.
Crab friend, we made it.
So this is the description for you listeners at home. You see Sapalla and Ardra running upstairs, and Ardra sees a crab, like swoops it up in his arm, and starts carrying him like a football to the infield, essentially. That's literally what's happening in this world.
He's holding it for comfort. It is a very angry comfort animal. Just clicky clacking,
pinching him like as he's running.
Ow! My friends! Ow!
Like hanging onto his big hair.
What is? I mean, from my perspective, I have just seen him grab up a crab.
Yeah, you did.
What is the crab saying during this random abduction?
Pinch, 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 pinch.
Just. This is who I've joined up with. This is fantastic. Okay. So I'm sorry. That was a 17. He succeeded.
He succeeded. Ardra, you explode through the hatch door into the sunlight, and you notice as Sapalla kind of rushes out of this hatch behind you, you notice that the water also kind of begins to gush out of the open hatch. And you also notice the island seems smaller somehow. Is the whole island going under?
Oh no!
As Sapalla gets to the top, he's just gonna turn to the opening and I'm gonna cast Shape Water and just freeze the water in the doorway to like keep the water out.
How does that look for Sapalla?
Basically, Sapalla's gonna turn and he's basically gonna gesture his palm out to the open hatch and basically turn his palm, clutch it into a fist, and freeze the water.
You do that. You freeze the water that you can see in the top. It begins to float out like a little ice cube. And more water comes out from behind it. There is a lot of water here, friend.
It's okay, crab friend. We're gonna make it. Ow! Ow!
Yeah, the crab is just viciously pinching you. Give me an animal handling roll to see if you can hang on to that crab. It's like Archer discovered like an emotional support crab or some shit.
I got a 10.
No, you do not hang on to that crab.
No,
he pinches you and you
just
start up
crab
and let go, and it runs into the ocean.
I'm sorry, crab friend.
But the island does appear to be getting smaller. The water seems to be getting more. Overhead, you begin to see a storm appear out of apparently nowhere. Lightning begins to flash. I'm gonna need you guys to both give me a dexterity saving throw as a very large bolt of lightning arcs down from the sky above you and strikes the hatch.
Dex save, that's a 14 altogether.
I'm only gonna give it a 12.
Unfortunately, you both fail. I am gonna roll a little bit of damage here.
Oh boy.
So say, what's your HP at, Curran?
27 out of 50.
Okay, so you're not bloodied. I'm only down about 10, so not too bad.
You're both gonna take 19 damage as you're struck by exploding coral and rubble. The whole island seems to shudder beneath your feet. You can't seem to maintain footing. It's almost as if the island is actually moving underneath you.
I'm sorry, let me retcon that. Did I say I'm down 10? I'm down 29 now.
Yeah, that's a difference.
You are, Curran, what are you down to?
I have 8 hit points.
Okay. Steph, how likely is it, like, I mean, from my, as far as I can tell, how much more time do we have till it, till we're at, like, water level, I guess?
Give me a perception check.
11?
You're not sure. It's very unnerving for you. Give me a nature check. Anyone who wants to can give me a perception or nature check, please.
No, I'll do perception then. That's 22.
14.
Nature.
With your 14 nature, Karin, you notice that the sand seems to be moving, and there's a very strange hard substance underneath that looks natural, but doesn't look like stone. Sapalla, as you look around, you notice that the sand is shifting from the island, that some of the trees are starting to uproot a little bit. They look like they're just kind of hanging in there. And you remember when you came onto the island how sickly the trees looked and how sparse there were. And you realize that the island itself seems to be moving and swimming.
Steph, would I happen to know anything that is this big enough to be able to be swimming?
I don't know. Give me a nature check.
Wow, that's actually a natural 20.
You know that dragon turtles definitely get big enough to be an island.
God!
Okay, this is bad. Whatever the direction it's swimming in?
Seems to be going under is the direction.
Gotcha, okay. Oh boy, okay, I've got an idea. And he like grabs Arger and starts like running towards whatever the closest bit of water is, like a shore that we can still stand on for like, even for like a couple seconds.
Okay, you do it.
I'm gonna cast Shape Water again.
Okay.
And this time, because I can do, because this is technically, you can do 2 different effects simultaneously with when you use Shape Water. So I'm basically going to try to make it into like a a pool noodle.
Yeah.
Like something you sit on it, like you sit on a pool noodle.
Yeah.
A pool noodle you sit on. Like I'm basically going to like make something like a curved, almost like a U shape, like a pool noodle.
Okay.
Standard array. Today's sponsor is the letter U. I'm going to make a U-shaped little pool noodle, and I'm going to freeze.
By shaping water?
Yeah, I can make basic shapes with it, and then I'm going to cast freeze with it. And then I'm going to look at Archer and just say, sit on it.
Nope.
It'll keep you afloat for now. I can keep us both afloat. Because I won't drown, so, like...
Sure, I like the idea. Sapalla, you get a point of inspiration for that one, because that's a pretty creative idea.
Yay!
And you pool noodle him up as the water starts to come up, but you notice that because the island itself, or what you suspect must be a giant turtle, is slowly sinking into the water, that it's causing a sort of suction-y effect.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. I was afraid physics would be involved. Okay.
Oh, boy.
On the horizon, though, you start to see that you're not the only one caught in this bizarre whirlpool that's being formed by what now seems to be a living island. A sizable ship appears on the edge of the whirlpool, and you see that it's fighting and struggling its way to get out of the pull of the water, and it does manage to do so. You can see tiny figures kind of flitting about on it, desperately trying to stay safe and stay out of the range of this. As the turtle begins to sink lower and lower, and as the turtle gets lower, there's once again another strike of lightning. What this lightning is striking, you are not sure. It almost feels like the heavens are angry at you. And as you guys start to float on these little ice cubey type things to try and escape the whirlpool, there's another blinding flash of light. And you guys begin to be pulled down by this whirlpool. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Thank you for tuning in to Standard Array. Help our show grow by leaving us a review on your podcast player of choice and sharing us with your friends, players, and DMs. Also, please make sure to follow us on social media or on our Discord server for our next adventure. Links are in this episode's description.